Welcome to the Birth Breakdown, a mini-sode series from Her Birth, Her Story. These short episodes are here to open conversations around pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. Things I believe every woman deserves to look into, to question, and just to feel empowered by. This isn't about telling you what to do or what's right and what's wrong. It's about giving you space to think, to learn, and to trust yourself a little bit more as you prepare for your birth. Let's break it down. On today's birth breakdown, we are going to be jumping into the third and final stage of labor, which is birthing the placenta and that golden hour. We are finishing up our labor stages series by talking about something that doesn't get enough attention, and it is the third stage of labor, because birth doesn't just end when your baby is born. So what is the third stage of labor? This is the delivery of the placenta, and it usually happens within 5 to 30 minutes after birth, but timing can vary. So for you, your uterus is continuing to contract, your placenta detaches and then is birthed. Bleeding is monitored very closely during this time. For your baby is regulating, breathing on their own, stabilizing their temperature, beginning to bond and feed. And this is just a massive physiological shift for the both of you. Medically, this stage often includes active management, which could be Pitocin to prevent hemorrhage, cord clamping, placenta inspection, and these practices are aimed just to reduce complications. But just remember, you still have so many options even in the hospital. There are many things that you can ask about during this time, like delayed cord clamping and no interruptions during that first, that they just stay on your chest for a while, especially if everyone's good. You can even ask if they are going to do things, if they can do it on your chest instead of taking your baby everywhere trying to clean them up. You can also request them not to be cleaned up, that you want to give them their first bath. That's not up to them to do. There are many things that you can advocate for yourself, your baby during this time, and either decline altogether or you can delay. From a holistic perspective, the third stage is deeply sacred, and I do have to say that this is really the part that I loved about my home birth experience more than anything, because I just feel that the providers, especially at least the one that I had, a lot of midwives that I have met that, do the home births, they really value an undisturbed golden hour. Skin to skin contact immediately, letting the baby self-latch. And this supports just bonding, milk production, your hormone regulation, and your oxytocin is still the star here. And I just think that it is such a beautiful experience after you just went through the intensity of labor. Your baby's finally here, and it's just so nice to hold your baby, hear them cry, navigate breastfeeding together, and just really soak it all in. Some key things I want my first-time moms to know is that you can advocate for that golden hour. You can advocate for yourself for that golden hour to keep that sacred, even in the hospital, even in a birthing center, even at home, no matter what. The room may suddenly feel very busy, but you can request for it to calm down some. You might shake or feel extremely emotional. Just know that this is normal, because your hormones literally went from peak all the way back down again, and that can be a lot. Also, many moms forget this part entirely just because they're just so focused on their baby. And I also do want to be real with you, and I want you to know that it can feel scary to birth your placenta. You just heaved out a whole entire human. That was a lot. That ring of fire is a lot. When they tell you to push out your placenta, sometimes that can be very scary, because any form of bearing down freaks you out a little bit. And even the afterbirth contractions too can be a little bit intense. Some people don't experience the intensity of it, and others get some pretty intense ones. And I just want you to know, when you birth your placenta, it is not as bad as what your brain is making you think it's going to be, because your placenta is more like jelly, and it's not like a baby. A baby is big and solid. Your placenta, it might be kind of big, but it's very jelly. So when you push it out, it's not as scary as what your mind is telling you that it's going to be. Some things that are very helpful during this stage is skin to skin immediately. Anybody who doesn't say that skin to skin immediately is important is crazy, because there are so many benefits for mom and for baby by doing skin to skin immediately after birth. Keeping dim lighting too, because you still want it to feel intimate. Minimal interruptions in the hospital. You still can advocate for yourself too, that if there is not an emergency or any need, that you want minimal interruptions. Nourishment and hydration. This is key. You need to get yourself full of some really good food, some good healthy food, and some really good electrolytes and minerals, because what you just did was a marathon and you need to replenish yourself. And emotionally, I want to encourage you to let yourself feel it all. Feel the relief, feel the joy, feel the tears, feel the awe. Have that sense of, wow, I just had a baby, because it is so beautiful. It is so intense, but it is such a gift. This is the stage often where it finally hits. You did it. Many moms describe overwhelming gratitude, disbelief, or even just deep peace. Even though this might be the end of your labor, it's the beginning of motherhood in a new way. The third stage may be quieter, but it's often so powerful, because it is the bridge between birth and bonding. And understanding it helps you protect one of the most meaningful windows you'll ever experience. That's all for today's birth breakdown. If this episode sparked curiosity, affirmed something you've been feeling, or gave you a new perspective, I'd love for you to share it with another mom or mom-to-be who might need it. Make sure you're following Her Birth, Her Story, and if you feel called, leaving a review is one of the best ways to support this space, and it helps these conversations reach more women. Until next time, remember, this is your body, your baby, and your story. We are reclaiming birth one story at a time.